India versus England, marquee series. Here's an exercise for all of you. Just close your eyes, look at possible lineups and say who in my mind are the key players in this series. Do this exercise yourself. I'll do the exercise too, and then let's see if we match. We've done that so many times. We match our teams, don't we? We match our expectations. So here are the 5 players I'm really looking forward to for India versus England. Number 1 is Virat Kohli. And there's a reason. It's not just that, wow, there he goes on the Virat Kohli bandwagon again. What happened to Virat Kohli in 2020 was a very unusual year for Virat Kohli. Since his debut, the only year in which he didn't score 130 innings without a century. I mean, I don't know if Virat is the kind who keeps track of these things, but he will know. He will also know, and I don't think he gets up every morning dreaming of competition, but he will also know that Joe Root has got a double 100, Kane Williamson's got a double 100, Steve Smith has got a century and almost 300 runs in those last 2 test matches. And Virat Kohli will be saying, players like me don't sit back for too long. But also, this has always been Virat Kohli's team. And Virat Kohli will be very keen, not just as player, but as captain, to say, look, this is my team. I had lent it to Rahane. You lent a book to someone, I lent it to Rahane. And now I've got my team back, and I'm very happy that Rahane has gone out of the way to say, look, Virat Kohli is captain. He was captain for the first test, I was vice captain. I got the job, but now this is Virat Kohli's team again. This team has some very good people in it, apart from players as well. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how Virat Kohli, the captain, performs, but also Virat Kohli, the batsman, because when Virat Kohli, the batsman, is playing, well, wow, it's just a different series completely. So he's my number 1 player for that reason. My number 2 player is someone who strangely, for all the great cricket he's played, has not quite the greatest record, dare I say, against England, and that's Ravichandran Ashwin. He's averaging 35, 36, he's taking a wicket at a strike rate of 77. Ashwin in India doesn't do that. So I'm really looking forward to Ashwin because I thought he bowled magnificently in Australia. There was so much talk. With some players, we tend to talk about what they haven't done rather than what they have. And I don't know why that is true of Ravichandran Ashwin. He's been such a giant in Indian cricket. But I see Ashwin emerging as the key player in this series simply because if Ashwin is bowling well, India have the series. And I'm quite happy to say that up front. Even if the wickets are not turners, on good tracks, Ashwin will prove to be a handful. So I have very high expectations. Ashwin is a player I'm really looking forward to. Who's my number 3 player to look forward to? Joe Root. Head and shoulders above any other England batsman, definitely in these conditions. Why is Root so critical? We saw in Sri Lanka, Root made a vast percentage of all the runs that England made. But look at who comes before Root. You've got Sibley, Burns, Crawley. Fairly inexperienced, especially on the subcontinent, with no record to talk about. Who comes after Root? Ben Stokes. He averages 25, 26 as a batsman in Asia. He's had a great 2 years, but as a batsman in Asia, not quite the same average. Buttler is going to be around for a while. He's going away. Then you're into the all-rounders. It's Joe Root that you think about when you think about England up front. So Root is, if Root has a bad series, if Root has an average series, England have no chance. So to me, Root is the key for England. Then Jofra Archer. England have Anderson, Broad, if Curran comes back, Curran, if Vokes plays, Vokes. But in India, when the ball stops swinging and before it starts to reverse again, medium pace doesn't get you too many wickets. I know Anderson, towards the twilight of his career, is experiencing a renaissance. He's bowling beautifully. Broad has had a great run, but on the subcontinent, on good batting pitches, you need the extra pace. And I'm looking forward to seeing how Jofra Archer's extra pace works and how he responds to the workload, given that he's going to be an all-format player. He's probably going to be required for the white ball games, he's going to play the IPL, all in preparation for the T20 World Cup. So how England handle Jofra Archer and how he bowls with his extra pace on these pitches will be something that I'm really going to look forward to. So that's 4. 5th, I'm going with a young man. Not a single person who saw Shubman Gill play in Australia came away thinking, wow, there's someone special. Alan Border said it before the series started. He said, I see something in this young man. Almost got 100 in a big game. And I'm expecting Shubman Gill, if he can keep all the pressure of expectation and everything around him, go out, play the new ball, I'm expecting Shubman Gill to have a big impact on this series. So there you are. Those are my 5 players. Pick yours.